His love life is talked about all over the internet. He was on Dancing with the Stars, despite not being able to dance. He once wrangled a kangaroo with his bare hands.
I did what?
He's your favorite reality TV fuckboy reformed. He can make a woman fall in love at first sight. He is Harry Jowsey, boyfriend material.
Hello, little chickens. Welcome to the first ever episode of Boyfriend Material with me, Harry Jowsey. I'm so excited to sit down with you every single week and just peel back that layer, maybe peel back your undies. I don't know, but you may know me from Dancing with the Stars. I've got terrible dance moves, but you also may know me from Taught to Handle, all these other silly dating shows. I'm excited to reintroduce myself because I feel like there may be a side of me that you've never seen before, and I really want to just open myself up and just have a look. Now, I know what you're thinking. Harry, why are you boyfriend material? Why are you doing this show? I need help with my dating life. So as much as this is going to help you, it's going to help me. And I want you to learn from my mistakes because there is a lot of them. And I also want to show you what a red flag looks like. It would be sitting right here. But today I'm changed with this new show. I'm reformed and I'm ready to be boyfriend material. And I'm ready to show you this growth along the way. And I just want to be a little bit serious for a second because I know the internet maybe sees me in like little spurts and little corny TikToks from time to time, but I want this to be our safe space. I'm a very sensitive sausage and I don't mind a little bit of a cry from time to time. So I want to come to you every week and just open up and be honest and show you really who I am. So who is Harry Jowsey? Well, number one, I'm 6'5". I know, how good is that? I'm the baby of 5 siblings. So I've got 4 sisters and 1 older brother. They're all older. They have a million kids. They're awesome. I grew up in a farm on Australia. I had a bull called Nigel. We had 12 chickens and they were all named Margaret, but one of them was called Marcel because he was a rooster and he was a stud. He would just be a nice loud cock in the morning to get everyone awake. We also had like 8 dogs, which was really crazy. Why do we have so many dogs? I don't know. My parents just loved animals, and I love animals as well. Look at my exes. We had 2 pigs, Buzz and Bella, and they would just have sex all the time. And we'd have so many piglets, which would be crazy. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. But I grew up in central Queensland, Australia, in this small little town called Yeppoon. And the closest city is called Rockhampton. That's the beef capital of Australia. You can Google that. Growing up in Australia, I was a bad boy and I did some bad things. So I got kicked out of all the schools in Australia and I actually had to go to school in New Zealand. I think it was just because my parents didn't really want me around because I was a little shit. And I actually remember when they did the parent-teacher interviews and my mum came to it and my mum said, I'm paying you to raise my son and he's still a little cunt. So that was crazy. That tells you enough about me growing up. I was a little brat. You're probably curious, Harry, how did you get from this farm with that big cock, Marcel, to being on reality TV? Well, it is a bit of a crazy story. So I was actually at university and, I'm not the smartest tool in the shed and I wasn't really enjoying it as much as I should have. And at that time at university, I had lost someone very close to me to suicide. And that was just a massive wake-up call. I still think about it very often. It pivoted me in my career and what I wanted to do and how I wanted to kind of leave my impact on the world. I realized that a lot of my friends weren't the happiest campers and they're not doing as well as they should have. And, it's one thing to be able to text your friends every day and ask if they're okay, but it's another thing to try and make people laugh. So I knew at that point, hey, I've got a skill. I can entertain people, can make people laugh. And it was kind of crazy. It was like the universe kind of put it in my lap. One of my friends, Helen, from high school, tagged me in this post I applied for this dating show called Heartbreak Island. And I applied for it. I sent in some very interesting photos of myself and I got a hit back right away and they flew me out like a few days later. And I remember just feeling the feeling of, I'm going to win this no matter what. I'm going to win this show and no one's going to come in front of me and no one's going to come on me. And no one's going to come at all. Especially me. After that point, I was applying for every dating show on the planet, but I got turned down by literally everyone. I would apply for a dating show and then I'd apply 2 hours later under a different name. And I'd put like a filter on my face, like a mustache, and then I would send naked photos in, and then I'd post photos of like me in my undies, or like me from behind, or like try and do like weird personality pics to at least get like picked up. I'm like, they're gonna see one of these and they're gonna be like, this dude is fucking nuts. We should probably have him on a show. And I was actually meant to be on Love Island UK. But yeah, after that show, Too Hot to Handle truly changed my life. And I know people probably think people who go on reality TV shows are fame-hungry losers that don't have anything going for them, no personality, no career, all that stuff. You know, a lot of them are. But in this case, I wasn't, because I had nothing at home. I literally had nothing to show for it. I was living with my friend's parents, and I really wanted to make people laugh. And that was kind of my purpose and my reason behind it. And of course, like the fame and everything that came from it was really incredible and life-changing. But I think people need to exercise a little bit of grace when it comes to reality TV stars, because you're just like normal people that don't have anything, no career, no nothing, no personality, no anything, just fame-hungry losers, which is 9 times out of 10. Just have a little bit of grace. They do suck. But there is the moments where they are good people and they're doing it for the right reasons. And at the start I was, and now I'm just fame hungry. So on my reality TV journey, the last stop was Dancing with the Stars. And now I know what you're thinking. Harry, are you and Rylee dating? Are we together? Am I leading her on? Are we hooking up? But what if I told you I was actually in a secret relationship at the start of Dancing with the Stars, and you know, all those edits and all that stuff kind of brought me and my girlfriend at the time apart, and I miss you. But before we get into all of that, let's just start at the beginning. I want to tell you about how I met Rylee, what I felt, and how we kind of blossomed from there. All right, guys, I want you to take a deep breath. Close your eyes. I'm going to set the scene for you. I'd never seen Dancing with the Stars before in my life. I had no idea. I was just going in because my team loved that show. I hadn't seen one episode. I've never even danced before. Like, if you saw me dancing in the club, you'd be like, that guy's having a seizure or an allergic reaction. We need to evacuate him from the dance floor. So I'm waiting to go in to film Dancing with the Stars, and I do what anyone else would do in that position who's never seen the show. I start internet stalking literally everyone on the show. And my first preference was Emma Slater, because we're friends. We've known each other for a while, and she's a Dancing with the Stars pro. She's won a mirror ball. She knows how to move. She knows how to shake. And I really wanted to be matched up with her. But I got a text from Emma saying, hey, surprise, I'm actually not your partner. So I start spiraling. I don't know what to do. I don't know who I'm looking for. I'm going through all the lists of people. I get to the studio. I open the door and I look around, and there's probably like 20 people. There's cameras everywhere. There's producers everywhere. And no one is saying a word. And I look across from me, and there is this cute little blonde girl called Rylee. I had no fucking idea who this lady was, because it was her first season as a pro, and she didn't come up in my extensive research. And right as I'm about to walk out of the room and call my manager, Rylee walks up to me with this beaming, beautiful smile on her face and introduces herself as my partner. Obviously, she was so sweet. But remember, guys, I had a secret girlfriend at the time, so I wasn't even thinking about that. I was on my good boy behavior. I was boyfriend material. See what I did there? Anyway, so when we were filming Dance with the Stars, Rylee and I were spending at least 28 hours a week together, which is a lot of time with a stranger. So we really got close. Rylee has seen me break down in the middle of practice. She was there when we lost our little puppy Bean. She's seen me at my best and my absolute worst. So I think at those moments you really bond with someone, and especially when you go through stuff like that. And we really started to get close when we shared what's going on in our personal relationships. And she was always there when I would vent, and she would vent to me about things going on in her life. Rylee and I set boundaries from the start. I told her, I am not the right guy for you. I love and care about you enough to tell you that I am not the right guy. I have got a very colorful past, as you guys know, and she's so fresh to this scene and this industry and everything like that. It would feel like I would be robbing her of her 20s, and I would just be trying to take the best parts of her and bring her into all this drama. Like, I know I'm not the easiest guy to date, especially with all the stuff that's been online and dating shows and all this stuff. I know, number one, that's bad for her brand, being with me. But number two, like, it's bad for mental health. Like, I just wanted to protect her from that, and we had that conversation from the start. So Rylee's too good, and I'm still working on myself. Also, guys, I'm 26. She's 18. I remember my 18s. I was a silly sausage. I was in Europe. I had hair down to my nipples. And the fact that she's got her whole life figured out at 18 is incredible. And I want what's best for her. And I think we all know that's not me. So I'm sorry if this answer breaks some hearts, but I'm here to confirm once and for all, Rylee and I have never been any type of relationship. We never leaned into it. We never were putting on an act or anything like that. It was just organic. What you saw is kind of how it was. There was just amazing love and amazing friendship and just an amazing bond that we had together. Let's go back to the start of the story where I said I had a secret girlfriend when we first started Dancing with the Stars. So I was madly in love with this girl. Was it love? Was it lust? I guess we're going to figure it out with these fucking podcast episodes, what the difference is. It was probably just infatuation, but I thought it was love, okay? So obviously it ended up ending and it fizzled out because it's so difficult to see your boyfriend or girlfriend or Dancing with the Stars being that close with someone else day in, day out, the TikToks, the news articles, absolutely everything. And honestly, I would have been a mess. I would have been a crazy little chameleon and I wouldn't have been able to handle that. So the fact that she held on as long as she did, you're a soldier. But when we broke up, I want to tell you about the time that I spiraled so fucking hard that I was going to propose to this girl. And we weren't even together. We weren't even talking. I feel like I had 2 signs from God, and I don't believe in God. But I should. I think I should. So let me lay the land for you. I'm absolutely struggling. I'm a lonely little soldier, and my dad lives in New Zealand. My mum lives in Australia, and they're divorced. They don't talk to each other whatsoever. I get a text from my mum saying, I really want to be a grandmother, and you're going to be a great husband, whatever else. A few hours fucking later, I get a text from my dad with the similar type of message saying, damn, you'll be a really good husband and a really good faja. So, with saying that, I'm spiraling like, damn, did I really let the best thing ever to happen to me go? And I went down a rabbit hole so hard that I was fucking venting to the security guards about when they fell in love and how that was for them. Like, what were the signs? And they were explaining their stories like, yeah, like I was having a bit of a crazy past, and then I was on a beach and I got a sign from God that I should go and propose, and I ran there and proposed to her right away, and we've been married ever since. So the signs from God was so intense. From the security guard, from my parents, I was like, I need to go get my fucking woman, and I need to propose because this is what I want. I want to be married, I want to have kids, and I want to be wholesome and in my dad era that I'm craving. So as you do, you go to the jewelry store, you ask the jeweler, like, hey, I know she wants this specific diamond, which was $70,000. Would you be able to potentially make that? And then I had a coming to moment after I bought her an iced out Cartier nail, Van Cleef ruby diamond earrings, and another Van Cleef bracelet. I had a coming to moment where I was like, you know what? Maybe I should get back with her first before I propose. I've already just spent so much fucking money on someone that is ghosting me. So maybe really realize and like look a little bit within, like, am I crazy? And, and this is some advice for all my ladies listening. And, take it from me. Maybe just be in a little bit of communication, or maybe text each other before you start planning your entire fucking life together and spend enough money to put a deposit down on a fucking house. Anyway, so I'm getting sidetracked. Anyway, after that point, I call her and I profess my love. I tell this girl, I'll give you my Instagram logins. I'll give you my bank detail logins. I'll unfollow every single fucking female that I follow in hopes that makes you happy. Which again, very fucking bizarre. I said you can read every text message you ever want because you, my love, are my lady and I want to have your hand in marriage. Anyway. So after all this, she was like, wow, that's a lot. That's fucking crazy to hear because, I really want that. That would be awesome. But I thought you were the one. And I said, excuse me, you thought? Lady, I'm him. I am the one. I am the man of your dreams. I just talked to a fucking jeweler. The ring is getting fucking dispatched tomorrow. I'm going to come to your city and I'm going to get on one knee with a bunch of balloons and a feather up my ass and I'm going to propose to you. So with all this in mind, she was meant to be in LA and she absolutely ghosted me. And I caught myself getting a little bit crazy, like checking her friends' stories, checking if she got tagged in posts, whatever else. And then I realized, like, okay, I'm actually being nuts. I caught myself. I'm going to be nuts. So I blocked her number. I blocked her on everything apart from TikTok. So I should still see her TikTok. Anyway. So I blocked her on everything and I canceled the ring order. I said, you know what? Maybe this isn't her. Maybe I should probably date her first to figure out if we're compatible. And we probably are. You know, so now looking back, I just think, like, did I really need to offer up my bank account details? Did I really need to, like, give her my, like, logins and all that stuff? And did I really need to profess as hard as I did? You know, like, ladies, don't do that. Gentlemen, don't do that. I am a silly sausage and I thought she was the one. I'm like, I'm going to tell her everything she wants to hear. And apparently my bank account logins wasn't enough. She didn't want to hear that. So now you're probably wondering, like, where's the relationship? What's going on with you two? And I am violently single and I have this fucking Cartier fucking bracelet, this Van Cleef earrings and a Van Cleef bracelet. And I got a thought, do you guys want it? Would you want it? Because I certainly fucking don't, and I can't get a refund, so fuck me. Okay, no, I'm being serious. Do you actually want the gifts? Because I don't have any use for them. I don't have a girlfriend, and I feel like because we're doing this, and you've listened this far, I hope you are listening this far, or else Alex is gonna fucking fire me. If you are listening this far, I want to give the gifts to you. Like, there's a Van Cleef bracelet. It's silver. It's made out of some probably waste of material. It's probably silly. It's Van Cleef. Look at that. It's massive. There's that one. There is Van Cleef ruby and diamond earrings. Look at the sparkle. I don't know if you can see it. You can't because you're listening on audio. But you should. But there's those ones. And then the final one is the big kahuna. This is expensive. This is an iced out Cartier nail. It is for a very small wrist. So maybe if there's lads listening, you got a girlfriend, you want to give it to them, or you just want to put it on your dog. I don't know. But let me know if you actually legitimately want these things, because what the fuck am I going to do with them apart from like cry about it? There's already like the energy put into it, and I don't need this energy around me anymore. So if you're serious about it, because I'm serious about you, on the last boyfriend material post on Instagram, just go comment a diamond. Let us know. Put a diamond there, and then by the next episode, I'll see if you guys want it. And if you do, game on. And honestly, I can't keep looking at these things because it reminds me of her and when I was an idiot and tried to do something for love. When it turns out it probably wasn't love, and she probably hates me. So in my new era of boyfriend material, I really want to self-reflect. So I got incredible advice from my dad one day, and it's kind of something that's like stuck with me forever. Is he'd always say, you know, Harry, always masturbate or have a good night's sleep before you make any crazy financial decisions or any decisions at that. And that's one of the things that I'm going to take on from here on out. And number two, you know, when you're asking strangers about, you know, love and signs from God and whatever else, maybe you should just go sit in the woods for a little bit and just do some fucking self-reflection. And number three, if you're going to spend an arm and a leg on someone, make sure you're dating them, or at least talking to them, or at least like have some sort of relationship instead of just feeling like a big creep spending all this money. Okay, my little chicken nuggets. Today, for the first time ever, we're going to play a game called If It Looks Like a Red Flag. Now, in this game, we're going to be presented with scenarios, and I'm going to give you my honest feedback. If it's a green flag, beige flag, or red flag, and obviously green flag means good to go, beige flag means I don't know, Cotton Eye Joe, and then red flag means absolutely stay away from this. And obviously take this as a grain of salt. I'm not very good at dating, but I may be okay at advice. So I'm going to give you my honest opinion. So let's get into it. The first scenario, our lovely lady says, he follows a lot of Instagram models and likes all of their photos. Look, I have been this horny little hellcat before, so I understand what it is, but also he doesn't need to do that. I get it, maybe if you're an influencer and they're your friends and whatever else, but it's probably 9 times out of 10 he's probably not an influencer, and he doesn't need to like all those photos. I've been in situations before where I've been with someone and I've been like, oh no, I like everything on my feed to help like engagement. That is a porky pie lie. We don't need to do that. If he's a grown man and he loves you and he cares about you, he's going to respect your feelings. But also make sure you're not doing that, because when I was in a relationship, she was doing it as well, commenting flames on guys' stuff. So I'm like, oh, I'll give a little like here and there. And then it was just like toxic from there on out. So that's a red flag. He doesn't need to do that. If your boyfriend is liking everyone's stuff, commenting on it, following random models that he doesn't need to know, like, brother, why are you being a fan? You don't need to be a fan. It's okay. Unless they're friends, I get it. But in my humble opinion, in this space, that's a red flag. And no one should be doing that stuff. You know, you don't want your partner to feel insecure or worried about anything else. Because also, a lot of these people online just aren't real people. They're just robots. He runs into a friend on your date and doesn't introduce you. Now, this could mean a lot of things. Is it a friend of the opposite sex? Because that's always weird. I've been in situations where like we've been hanging out and they're like, oh my God, there's my friend, Buongiorno, whatever his name is. And we go over and you're just standing there like awkwardly in the corner. Like there's been moments where I've also like, I don't know what to do. So like stick my hand out like, hey, how are you? I'm Harry. Like I'm seeing this person. Like it's really awkward. There's moments like, especially if you're a man, like you want everyone to start off on the right foot, especially if you're started to seeing each other, whatever else. You got to start off on the right foot. You really got to introduce that person, because then also like later on in your brain, you're thinking, wait, was there something going on there? Is there a reason why I didn't introduce you guys? Like what's happening? Like, so that's how I would say it. I would say it's red flag, stay away from it. They should be an open book. They should be excited to introduce you to people in their world, and everyone should love each other and grow old together. So learn to use your fucking words. Don't be afraid to introduce people. Maybe now that I'm thinking about it, if I was with someone and I met one of my friends who's way more attractive and has way more money, I'd probably be like, lady, turn around. Don't look him in the eyes, because I think you're great and he would treat you so much better. So maybe in that situation, I understand, but I'd still introduce them. I'd still stand my ground. Because I've also introduced a girlfriend to a person with more money and more clout, and they've gone and fucked him. So I've been in that situation. So maybe my advice to myself is don't do that. Don't introduce people. Maybe if it's someone of the opposite gender, introduce them. But someone that has way more to offer than me, no. Anyway, damn, yeah, that was a really tough time in my life. Yeah, wow, okay. But you should really date someone who's excited to introduce you to everyone and just wants to scream your name from the rooftop. So red flags all around. Now let's talk about what's going on in the world. You know, I feel like a little bit of pop culture stuff. I want to see a little bit of gossip, and I want to be involved because, you know, you've just already heard enough about me. So let's see what's going on in the world. Rebel Wilson revealing in her memoir that she lost her virginity at 35. You fucking go, girl. To a guy named Mickey Gooch. What? Rebel. Mickey. He's probably amazing, and he's probably got more money than me, and he probably doesn't buy his exes fucking stupid gifts. But Mickey Gooch Jr.? What? How does that go when you're having sex? Oh, Mickey Gooch. Like, what? That's whatever. Rebel, I've met you once, and you are so lovely and a sweetheart. So congratulations on losing that V cut. Mickey Gooch, what? He's probably fucking a banker, or probably owns a production company. He'll probably have me fucking canceled. But Mickey Gooch Jr., what? Anyway, great name. But we want to talk about it. So she said in her memoir that she lost her V card at 35. And I think that's great. I think, you know, whenever you feel right, because here's my problem. I lost my virginity at 14. I lost my virginity at 14. Not to anyone named Gooch or Fanny, but to Jenny. Jenny, you created a monster, you sausage. Anyway, but what happened was all my friends were losing their virginities at 14. I was kind of, you know, the last little lamb in the group that hadn't stuck my sausage in anyone. And I was like a little bit like confused and like worried. I'm like, damn, maybe I'm irrelevant. And I haven't even started yet. I had fucking braces with rubber bands and blocks for like 4.5 years. I was fucking literally built like an asparagus. Like I was so long and silly for no reason with knobbly little fucking knees and like little arms, and my nipples were bigger than my chest. Like I was the weirdest fucking build. I like, if you look at Slender Man and then put a face on him, that was me. Like I don't know why I was built like that. And I also don't know why Jenny wanted some fucking Slender Man sausage. That was also crazy. But anyway, and I remember in high school, like everyone would clown on me for being like so infatuated by Jenny, because I remember in science class, for some reason people were talking about Forrest Gump, and it was like, I love you, Jenny. And then everyone would say, oh, that's Harry. And they would clown on me. But little did you know, I was fucking knuckles deep in Jenny in science. Like I was bashing away, trying to figure out what was going on down there. Sorry, Jenny. I know you're probably happily married, you got kids and stuff right now, but you know, you were a big part of all of this and you deserve your flowers. But so what happened was, there was one day after school, I was at boarding school, and I told my boys, I'm just going to go for a run. Just, you know, with fitness and that shit. Like, I got to get ready for football season. I got to get shredded. Little did they know, I was going to lay that pipe. Jenny was also my friend's cousin. So I don't know why she wanted to do that. But she, I guess, you know, she wanted to help her brother out, because I was really struggling and they were all just fucking and I wasn't. And that was like really sad for me. But in hindsight, I probably should have waited until like I was in a relationship and I loved someone. It probably would have helped a lot of trauma that has happened ever since then. And maybe there would have been a little bit more, you know, anyway, doesn't matter. But I was running and I remember going to Jenny's house, and I remember getting down to the moment, and we were laying in bed, and I remember we were kissing, and she asked me like, hey, are you sure you want to do this? Jenny, I've never been so sure about something in my life. I wanted that little hamburger, and and I remember we put the condom on, and I went on top, and I was slamming away. I was blowing the back out of Jenny. I remember I was sweating. I was fucking heated. I was like, damn, this feels fucking weird. Like, wow, this is crazy. I was about to bust, and I remember I was between her butt cheeks, and I actually wasn't even in. So I don't know if it was a prank for her to be like, oh, it's so funny. Like, he's like not even, like, it's between a pillow and my fucking butt cheeks. But I remember I was going to town, and I was like, oh, fuck, Jenny, I'm about to come. And she's like, oh, you should probably put it in. So that was like a really humbling moment for me. And then I remember I was slamming away. I was just confused. I'm like, this feels like crazy. Like, it just, you know, I don't know if you guys lost your virginity, but it's just, there's just so much like build up and like speculation about like what's going on and how it feels. And it was just wet and warm. It was like a nice little like warm cave that was like welcoming and just wanted me to be in there and live in there for a week. I remember we put it in, and I absolutely fucking half a second Harry that day he was born. Absolutely busted everywhere, embarrassed myself. But me and Jenny had a great relationship ever since then. Like, she was in a relationship for 2 years at that point, so she knew her way around a sausage. And she was honestly the best mentor, best teacher that I could have ever asked for. And I remember, I guess I was so bad that she said, you need to go sleep with more people and come back and I will help you. So I remember I slept with like 7 other people. So I was at like 8 now. And I came back, I was like, fuck, Jenny is in for a treat. I've got at least like 2 minutes that I'm going to fucking absolutely give her like pain and fury and show her what's up. And I remember I went to her house again, and I was like, Jenny, you got no idea. I went and did your mission. I came back and I'm ready to lay the log. And after that sex, she was like, yeah, you've improved. Of course it was going to be better, because 90% of the time that I thought I was losing my virginity, I was between her ass cheeks. You know, after Jenny emptied my jizz tanks, I have never been the same since. So, you know, wherever you are, Jenny, I know you're probably happily and in love and probably got a family and don't need this drama in your life. I just want to say, I salute you, soldier. That was incredible. Thank you so much. And anyone else thinking about, you know, popping their little cherry, you know, your first time's nothing to be ashamed of. You can only improve, and you're only going to improve from there. Like, you're not going to be amazing at the first one. Well, I fucking certainly wasn't. But it all gets better. So go out there, fall in love with someone, and just fucking get that little sausage in you. So now it's time to answer your questions. And if you want to submit a question, go to boyfriendmaterial.iamunwell.com and we will read it out on the show. So the first question is from Cherie. I'm currently dating someone, but he wants me to send him money for him to meet me. Should I cut all ties or block him? Cherie, what the fuck are you doing? Cherie, did you see what I did for a girl I'm not even dating? This man wants you to send him money to meet him? Like, what the? He doesn't have a fucking, like, he can't get on a bus? This man can't even get out of the house? He doesn't have no discrimination against legless, but I'm just, like, this motherfucker can't even walk. Like, in the olden days, what did you think they did? These motherfuckers walked across countries. They sent fucking doves and pigeons and shit. This motherfucker wants you to send him money. He probably has a drug addiction, which is no joke, because that is serious problems. But Cherie, please, I need you to say it out loud what the fuck you just wrote in and listen carefully to what you're saying. This man wants you to send him money to meet you. Like, fucking ride horseback. Like, go get your woman. Like, you do not have to send any money to this man. Like, this is insane. Like, he doesn't have a job. Like, I will hire him. Do you want to work at here? Because I need fucking crazy people like me. Actually, Cherie, send me fucking money. I'm out of money. I just spent all this stuff. Okay, no, I'm getting sidetracked. But Cherie, please, I'm begging you, you have to say it out loud what the fuck is going on. If a man is asking you for money up front and whatever else, it is kind of setting the precedent of, like, how the relationship's going to go. So you ask that motherfucker back. Say, give me the clothes off your back. Give me everything you own. If that's how you want to play this game, you little slimy fucking sausage. I've been in those relationships before where it really feels like, okay, I've given everything and you got to continue to give and give and give. And then once you pull away a little bit, they're like, hey, you're horrible. And you feel really guilty and it sucks and it's not great. So take a deep breath. If any man is asking you for money up front, call his mother and say she raised the bitch. Cherie, I love you. I wish you all the best. DM me and do not send this man money, please. Tell him to fuck off because you can do better. And we know your worth here at Boyfriend Material because you need to be married. All right, question number 2 from Amber. Hey, Harry, what would you do if you found Lego in your partner's vagina? That's a crazy question. I didn't think I was going to read that today. My boyfriend found one in mine the other day after a drunk night and is super pissed about it. Why is he angry? He said he doesn't know if he can trust me anymore and is having second thoughts about our relationship. Is this a big deal? Would you break up with me? What? Okay, why? Why is there Lego in your fucking fanny? My little Lego puss. What is going on there? A little Lego pumpkin pie? Wait, what were you doing? Were you, like, trying to build a Lego house and you just sat on it? Like, what happened? Did you slip when you were going to get changed and you fell over and then some Lego went up your zhoosh? Why is it in there? That's my first question. Like, that's fun. That's interesting. I wouldn't break up with someone because of it. I mean, it'd be worse if I found, like, a condom in there. Like, I would break up with someone if there was someone else's condom in my girlfriend. But a Lego is just, like, confusing. Why? Where did it come from? Where did it go? God, I joke. But how did you not feel that in your fanny? That's the first question. Like, Lego is horrible to stand on, and my feet are hard. But your fanny is, you know, like, soft and subtle and amazing and, you know, a little, like, no, compact, beautiful thing. How did you not feel that? Like, especially if you go to the gym or you're walking or you sit down, like, oh, what the fuck is that? Like, surely you can feel that, no? Amber, I feel like we need a little bit more context. Like, where the fuck did the Lego come from? Were you on, like, a vacation? And, like, where do you guys, is that, like, your hobby from time to time? You just sit down and you just fucking, like, hang out with Lego? And I get it. Lego is fun and it could be a good bonding exercise. But where the fuck did it come from? And why one piece? Why not, like, a little Lego man? Like, that could be funny. Like, oh, where's Wally? Like, you're about to have sex. Like, oh my God, so funny. Darth Vader's in your fanny again. Like, I would love that. I would find that hilarious and it makes, like, sex fun and whatever else. But, like, just one piece? Was it a triangle? Was it a square? Was it a pole? Anyway, I don't know if I can fucking help you with that. There's one time a couple times, I have actually pulled out tampons out of vaginas, and before like the situation got a little bit too heated. And actually, this one girl in New Zealand, and she said there was nothing in there, but by God, it smelled like there was a dead possum in there. Which is, no discrimination to stinky pussies out there. Like, I don't mind a little bit of muss from time to time, but this was like years ago. And I remember when we started getting heated, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I am crying. There is water coming out of my eyes that is so pungent and intense, to the point where my roommate at the time got up out of bed. It woke him up, and he walked into the room like, what the fuck is going on? Is there a dead fucking cow in here? Like, what is it rotting? Like, it's bizarre. So as long as it doesn't stink, I'm all for it. But like, that's my only ever experience, because we started having sex, and I was like, I can really fucking feel whatever that is. And she's like, no, it's fine. There's nothing in there. Like, it's probably a mouse. I actually do have a crazy story. One of my friends hooked up with this girl who was getting married, and the condom fell off, filled with his spunk. And she went home to her fiance, and like, it was like a week later, they finally had sex again, and he pulled it out of her, and it was like, bubbling, stinking semen and gross condom. So like, I'm all for Lego bricks, condoms and tampons. I know they belong in vaginas from time to time, but just remember to take them out. So Amber, I wouldn't break up with you over that. And if your boyfriend does, then he's a geek, and it's time for you to go squat on Legos without him. Next one is from Maria. Hi, Maria. Oh, that's a good name. Hi, I'm 23 years old, and I've never been in a relationship. I've been in situationships, but they never passed the talking stage. And I really want to know if it's a red flag for boys if a girl has never been in a relationship before. You know what, my love? I don't think it is, because at the end of the day, you don't have to date. It's not a big deal. Obviously, there's a lot of growth. There's a lot of amazing things that happen when you're in a relationship, but it's really pure and amazing. And like, if I was seeing a girl and she's like, you're my first ever boyfriend, I'm like, oh, that's so lovely. Realistically, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think you're just being protective of your energy, and, really hold that near and dear. Don't date for the sake of dating. Take it from fucking me. There was a point where, like, if someone fucking farted in my direction, I'm like, that's her. I'm going to date her right now. There's been situations where, like, I've seen a girl and she's moved in the day I met her. Like, there's a lot of things that you don't want. You don't want these problems, because it turns into something a little bit bigger. So protect your energy. You're great. And if a guy thinks it is a red flag, then just like fucking kick him in the leg and leave. Or don't assault anyone, but like, hypothetically, just leave. You don't need to worry about that. Guys are sausages, and I think it's more attractive if you've, held your energy, and I'd feel so much more special if I was your guy. No judging all the women that have had multiple boyfriends. I'll date you as well. So DM me again. We're just trying to hype up our girls who are maybe virgins or have been in a relationship or whatever else. There's no judgment here. We love you. And if you've had a bunch of boyfriends and, had a few sausages in you, who cares? I love you equally. I love everyone. There's no judgment zone. We're going to be free and flowing, because I hope that you don't judge me, because I've had a very colorful past. And that's what we're here to do. We're just here to sit down and be in love. No judgy la, no judge Judy. It's just me and you, judgment free, helping our girls out. So we've got a question from Jennifer, and she says, hi, Harry. Oh, how do you feel about Audi vaginas? # roast beef? What? Why would you hashtag that? Do you still think they're attractive, or should a girl be insecure? I'm just throwing off # roast beef. I guess, fuck it, own it. Look, here's the thing. Here's the thing with Audi vaginas, and I've said it on Call Her Daddy, there is more to suck on. So who gives a flying fuck what's going on? We're all built different. We've all got different shapes and sizes of sausages. Some dudes have hangy foreskins. Some guys have big mushroom tips. We've all got different flaps for vaginas. Who really cares at the end of the day? If there's a grown-ass man getting worried about your vagina and what's going on and making you feel insecure about it, you need a new man. And I think if you're with someone that is cutting you down about something you legitimately can't control, like you're born with it, then it's not the right person for you. And you should be with someone that makes you feel good, uplifted, and amazing. At the end of the day, again, there's more to suck on. There's more to play with, and that's fucking awesome. I've been with someone and their clit was the size of my pinky, and we've just gone on with our day and had fun, and it was great. Again, more to suck on. But I think you should really block this guy. And also, don't hashtag roast beef. Don't do that. That's going to catch me off guard. Well, that was our first time together. I hope I wasn't between your butt cheeks. If you did enjoy today's episode, because I had so much fucking fun, please rate the show wherever you listen to the podcast. I would really appreciate it, and it would keep me employed. To be honest, that would be really awesome. But I just, one last thought before we go. I'm trying to think of like a fun name that we could all have together. You know, Alex Cooper's got the Daddy Gang. Obviously, I can't do that. Alex Earl has the Earl Girls. I can't do that either. So is there something that we should come up with together? Like something that's cheeky, like friends with benefits, boyfriends, girlfriends, fuck buddies, little chickens, little turkeys. I don't know. If you think of something that you feel like you should be called and you want to be called that, let's fucking do it. This is a team. We're in this together. So anyway, thank you so much for your support on the first ever episode. I love you so much. And also remember, I'm going to give these away because I don't want them. And if you rate and do all that stuff, I'll give it to you. And I may even kiss you on the forehead. Anyway, goodbye, my naughty little chickens.